Code. Let's learn some. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. The Post the Code. Let's learn something new today. I have started Xamarin Android new series for beginners. Here I will upload Xamarin Android related videos from scratch to advanced level. This series will help you to get good knowledge on Xamarin Android. This is the first episode in Xamarin Android series. Today I will show you how to create Xamarin Android project in Visual Studio and I will give you an overview of Xamarin Android project structure. Here I am opened Visual Studio 2019 version. Let's see how to create Xamarin Android project here. First we need to click create new project. Here we need to search with Xamarin.Android. Once search with, you can find the Android app Xamarin. This is the Xamarin Android project. Select this and click on next. And in project name, we need to give our project name. And in location, inside the location, we need to give wherever our project needs to be stored. Here I am giving downloads folder and click on create button. Once you click on create button, we have four options are available. One is single view app, navigation drawer app, tabbed app and a blank app. The difference between these four is if you select blank app, our project will be created without any automatic code. And apart from this, if you select any single view, navigation drawer app or tabbed app, some code will be generated with the project creation itself. So now I am creating blank app and minimum Android version. Here we need to give our minimum Android version, means which version up to now our app project needs to be work. For example, here if you give 5.0 means apart 5.0, if you run your application in 4.0, it will not work. So up to which minimum level of version our application needs to work, that version we need to give here and click on OK button. Our project is created successfully. Once project created successfully, some of the files and folders are created automatically. Let's step into each folder and see what is the purpose of this folder. Our first file is properties. Inside the properties, we have two files. One is Android manifest file, another one is assemblies info file. Let's see what is the use of Android manifest file. Now I'm open Android manifest file. Once you open the Android manifest file, you can see the structure of this file. Here you can find out our application basic information like our application icon, our application name, and our application target Android version and minimum SDK version, and what are the permissions we are given in our project. Like that information we can able to see in Android manifest file. Here you can see that the permission and the minimum SDK version is 22 and the target SDK version is 30 and our application icon and application name. Like this information we can able to see in Android manifest file and we can able to see our application package name also. Apart from this, some of the services and activities are we can able to add in Android manifest file. In the future videos, we can see the purpose of adding that activities and services inside the Android manifest file. Let's open assemblyinfo.cs file. This assemblyinfo.cs file is a .NET assembly metadata file. These assemblies are automatically generated once we build the application itself. And apart from this, if we want to add any assembly related information manually, by going to assemblyinfo.cs file, we can able to add it here. Our next file is references. Inside the references, all the .NET standard assembly references will be added automatically like system.code, and some of the Xamarin references are also added once you create the project. Apart from this, if you add any NuGets from the NuGet store, that NuGets related references also added inside this reference folder. Our next folder is resources. Now I have opened a resource folder. Inside the resource folder, we have some of the subfolders. Let's go to one by one. First one is drawable folder. Inside the drawable folder, we need to add our images like PNG or JPEG formatted images. In our project, if we want to display any images, first step is we need to add those images to this drawable folder. Then only we can able to use those images inside our project. Our next folder is layout folder. This layout folder contain our application UI screens will be added. In Xamarin Android, we are create our UI screens with .xml file. Inside the .xml file, we need to write the code for our required design. Here you can see the sample code for the UI file, like .xml file. This file is created by default once you create the project itself. Like that, if you want to add any additional screens, you need to create the .xml file inside the layout folder only. Our next folder is minmap folders. Inside the Xamarin Android project, totally we have 6 minmap folders. The main purpose of these folders is we need to add our application icons in application icon inside all these minmap folders. Once our application icon will be visible to the users clearly for any Android device resolutions. Our next folder is values. Inside the values folder, we have four different files. Let's go one by one. First one is colors.xml file. Inside this colors.xml file, we can able to add our application related colors inside this colors.xml file. Once you can add our colors to this colors.xml file, we can able to access these colors throughout the project. And another advantage of this file is we can able to separate our project related colors in one file, so we can able to easily maintain our application with the help of this colors.xml. Now I'm open the colors.xml file. Here you can see that by default three colors are added into this colors.xml file. If you want any additional colors, once you add those colors inside this colors.xml file, you can able to access throughout the project. Next one is strings.xml file. The main purpose of strings.xml file is whatever the strings used in our project, we can able to separate all the strings and we can able to add those strings inside this strings.xml file. Once you add our required strings to this strings.xml file, we can able to use throughout the application. It's also almost similar to colors.xml file. The main difference is in colors.xml file, we are adding the colors, and strings.xml file, we are adding the strings. So with the help of this strings.xml file, we can easily maintain our application by separating all the strings at one place. Our next file is styles.xml. The main purpose of this styles.xml is we can able to maintain our all the styles at one place, and we can able to use the styles throughout the project. Here you can see our sample created styles. In the future videos, you can get the idea of what is the styles. Then you can get clear idea. And but the main purpose of the styles.xml is we can able to maintain all the styles and at one place, and we can use the styles throughout the project wherever we require. Our next file is main activity.cs file. This is the starting page of the application. Once you start the application, this main activity.cs file is called at first time. Inside this main activity.cs, first we need to mention our starting page of the application. Like for example, if you want to show login page once your user is opened the app, that page we need to set inside this main activity.cs file only. Then only that screen will be visible to the user. So whatever the screen you need to display to the user, that screen will be added inside this main activity.cs file.
Thank you for watching our videos. Please like, share and subscribe my channel Deepu's Decoder.